Pop Culture with Pat, here today with Julia Stiles talking about her latest film, Chosen Family. Great to meet you, Julia, and thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I see you have the poster behind you. That's great.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, just to start things off, as far as you play ancestor Cleo in the film, how did you get involved initially in the project, and just what excited you about getting to play this character?
Um, Heather sent me the script a few years ago, and I immediately responded and told her I wanted to be a part of it. I was really excited about the idea of Heather directing, and she wrote a great script. It was really funny, and it really made me laugh out loud. And I thought it would be a really fun character to play. Her younger sister, who's have been in and out of rehab a lot and is kind of a hot mess, but also kind of lovably bratty and no bullshit.
Oh yeah, your guys' relationship, I was cracking up several times throughout the film, so I really enjoyed it. And Anne has a line in the film where she says that I know you guys are not related, but you're my chosen family. So outside of your main family, who's your chosen family, and why are they important to you?
I would say my couple of really close friends that I've known since either high school or college, that really know me well. And even though it's harder and harder to keep in touch because we live in different places and life gets busy, um, it's like when you reconnect, it's like riding a bicycle. It's just easy and effortless.
And what was it like working opposite Heather Graham in this film? Just developing that complicated relationship that your characters share, and just what does she bring as a scene partner that you really appreciate?
I think because of her experience as an actress, she was really wonderful with the actors. She obviously had a clear idea in her head of the story because she wrote it, but she was very receptive to what we would bring to the table. And she was very collaborative, but also very clear in her vision. And that was something that's just really nice. And I think that comes from her experience as an actress. She was very open about how personal this story is to her, too. But what's great is that she tells it through a comedic lens. So it's just a lot. Um, it's just really entertaining.
And what makes, obviously you've gotten to work with a number of different directors over your career. What makes her stand out as a, director for you?
Um, I think it's like it's like her quiet confidence. I think she is very commanding, but doesn't have to yell, doesn't have to. She's just very simple and like, um, I think also honestly she wrote such a good script that a lot of the work is already done. So we just had to come in and deliver her script. But I think she's just very good at putting people at ease too, which is important on a film set because nerves can run. People, everybody, being on a film set is like almost like the first day of school sometimes, where everybody, no matter how experienced they are kind of struggling with their nerves. And she very easily, you know, sets a tone where she can put people at ease.
Yeah, and what did you learn from the experience of getting to observe her directing this film where you have your own upcoming film? Was there anything that you kind of took from that you maybe applied to that film?
Sure. I mean, I was very inspired by her because she had sent me The Chosen Family in the early stages of development when she was still trying to get it financed. And I was kind of side by side with her trying to finance my own film. And I saw her, see it through from start to finish. And then I got to be on her set. And there was a lot that I wanted to emulate. I think she was, again, very she comes into a room with all these, everybody has a preconceived idea of her. She's this gorgeous, sexy, famous actress who we know from all these iconic roles, and yet that somehow dissolves when she's in the director's chair. And she was very open about how close this story is to her own life. So again, she just like put everybody at ease, and kind of it felt like we were taken in as her chosen family, so to speak. And it was just really enjoyable to be on her set too. It didn't feel like work.
That's really nice coming from that experience, going right into, doing like your own film that's going to be, coming up, kind of getting to see that firsthand. And I mean, you guys had an amazing cast for this film. I couldn't believe, going through all the different people that were part of this. So I mean, looking back on working on this project, just what are some of your favorite, memories that come to mind of having this experience of working on this film with everybody?
Heather was just really open to. I think I was at some point I was like, "Is this too much?" And she was like, "No." I think all the reasons that I gravitated to the role was so that I could just really unleash the sort of grown up toddler temper tantrums, and sort of like irreverent brattiness, and she let me do that. I think that was really nice.
And I have to ask you too, 10 things I hate about you. It turns 25 this year. I'm just curious what your thoughts are as far as what do you think Kat would give for advice where she doesn't really put up with, any bullshit in that film. What advice would she give to Anne, the character in this movie?
Oh, interesting. What advice would she give to Anne? I can't. It's so interesting on many levels to think of that question because what would Kat be like out of high school?
Yeah.
She'd hopefully be a lot happier because a little bit more in control of her life. And what would she tell Anne? Yeah, to stop being so nice. I think. I mean, stop putting other people's needs before her own. I guess I would say.
Yeah, that would make sense. And yeah, thank you so much for your time today, Julia. It was wonderful getting to talk to you. And yeah, make sure everyone checks out Chosen Family when it hits theaters.